with a lot of like bigger, much famous devs who are based, and then they're building this tech, the Shibarium bridge, right? And it's almost done, so it'll be available for testnet soon. And the goal of Kai Ken Inu is when Shibarium actually launches, there will be huge meme coins on Shibarium, right? And using the Kai Ken Inu's bridge will be the fastest way to get your funds from the ETH chain to the Shibarium layer 2 chain, and hopefully hit 100x on Shibarium meme coins before anyone else, or even like 1000x. So it's a whole ecosystem we're building here, and I could honestly see Shiba Inu in the future giving Kai Ken Inu a shout out, and that should be also pretty crazy.
Awesome. So, did you approach Shiba about the bridge, or did they approach you? Are they sort of contacting meme projects that are doing really well and saying, "Do you want to come on board?"
We don't have any details on it at the moment, but we will, as soon as we're updated by the devs, because they're trying to keep everything under wraps from now. We will say something that I would like to go back to is that we didn't have any audits, but if you check Token Sniffer Safe Analyzer, you can see the contract is safe. It's a standard ERC20, and that there will be, in fact, audits on the bridge, just not the token.
I see, Brooke. And so are you planning to get to a central exchange listing? Is that why you want to reduce the taxes eventually to 0% and then start launching on central exchanges?
That is correct, yeah. And in terms of revenue in the future, when we launch the bridge, there will be substantial revenue. And so right now, our goal is, this is our first push. So eventually, we just want to keep growing our holders, and our holders will also be our users. So it's the perfect use case for Kai Ken Inu.
I see, and the community just seems to be growing and growing. Like you say, some people might have sold when you do a 600x, that's expected. Some people will leave, and then stronger diamond hands come in and take over. And have you got a lot of whales interested and involved in the project? So do you have like a private chat with some really big investors as well?
Yep. So our devs are really well connected, and they themselves are very rich. And they got insane connections, so with deep pockets. So in terms of when we launched, we went to like 200K instantly, and then we had a dip to 50K. So that's where we had a lot of the Jeets leave us. And then the whales, we got Kazuka whales, Sheik whales, and Shiba Inu whales. They hold most of our supply. And if you check their wallets, check the wallets that aped during the consolidation 2-week period that we had, they each got like 100K, 300K, 100K net worth wallets. And if you look at when they ape tokens like Sheik, for example, which we just flipped, they have held it to 64 million, which is 88 and back. So with this token, they believe in us, and they are well respected and trusted people in this space. So they will hold the tokens, and we will just keep growing.
Okay, awesome. And how does it work with the tokenomics? Is there like a maximum wallet for an investor can hold? Is there any sort of maximum amount of tokens you can sell?
I believe there was a 0.5% per transaction limit, but that's obviously toggled on and off. So in the beginning, it must have been like on bar. I'm not sure how that works, but the devs are always online, so they will watch over that part.
Okay, I see. And how does it work with the since the fair launch? Can we go through sort of how it's been happening over the last 3 weeks, how you've been building this massive community, and how you're planning to just keep growing? It could hit 10 mil market cap, 100 mil market cap in the future. We know how big these meme tokens are. What's the sort of plans around engaging the community, growing the community? And have you got like an army out there, like a Doge army, going over to Twitter and Reddit and just promoting the token with what you seem to have had the organic growth, basically just through word of mouth up to now?
Yeah, so in terms of growing a token, our devs got a lot of experience. So we know it's part marketing, part community, and there's a lot of things that come into play. So in terms of marketing, we partnered up with a lot of people, a lot of influencers, Shiba influencers, and then also you got the callers. And then we will keep that to increase awareness basically. And when we launch the Shibarium bridge, all the Shiba influencers will basically spread word, and we've made it to a point that because there are other tokens that's building Shibarium bridges, but what we need to do is we need to make sure ours is the most fastest and basically the most famous, and that's what we're doing. So in terms of growth for the community, we have planned a lot of games that can be done on the. Let me check 1 second. Yeah, so we got mini games compatible on both Shibarium and ETH, which will have chances to earn kike. So for being active in the community, and then we also have potential airdrops in the future. We have buy competitions, shield competitions, and a lot more games. So as this is our first push, like I said, right? And as we keep growing, we'll get more community members in, and they will also engage in these activities and basically growing it further and further and further. So this is just the beginning.
Awesome. Yeah, I was wondering if you're planning a game around the Kai Ken dog. It's very, very cool. And yeah, Dogecoin's made sort of games around their meme token as well.
Definitely. So in terms of like an actual game, I'm not 100% sure, but that is definitely something to consider. So maybe definitely.
Awesome. And yeah, so who actually came up with the idea for Kai Ken? Can we go into who's the sort of founder, and how did he pick a Kai Ken Japanese dog over all the others?
In terms of founder, you mean by like the devs, yeah?
Yeah, the owner of the dev who came up with the idea.
I believe they prefer to stay anonymous. Like we got the other token on founders, like for example Bitcoin, Shiba Inu. But we know the dev, like the core team. We know the dev, and we know that he's never worked a project and got really good experience from previous projects. And they got very deep pockets. Like in terms of growth, as we keep growing, we know there will be people who buy in and they 10x and they'll sell the whole bag, right? We've got our team has got like money in ETH, like 100, 200 ETH to buy back those dips and keep it going up. So it's a really long term project, and this is basically just the start.
I see. And you mentioned earlier on you've burned 10% of the tokens. Is there plans to do more burns regularly in the future as well?
Sorry, I missed that. Can you unmute Rick? He should be in here.
Oh, yeah, he's requesting again. He must have dropped off the call. I'm just saying, yeah, you're a speaker now again.
Thank you.
We were just asking about the burns you've done. You mentioned earlier on you've burnt 10% of the token supplies. There's future burns planned for Kai Ken in the future.
There's burns, there's buybacks. We've burned the liquidity pool completely. And yeah, we plan on proceeding with the burns. Now,
I see. So
we don't have the exact amounts and scheduled things planned out, but it will happen in the future. In fact, we are planning a very big burn soon. It's probably going to be over 10 ETH worth of kike, but there's going to be burns.
Yeah. So yeah, and the tokens already burned the 10%. That's also worth over like 300,000 USD last time I checked. So we've had a massive pump up right now, bit trending and having like 10 ETH of buys. So that's probably worth like 400, 500K. And very soon there will be a big burn coming as well. So the supply shock makes basically the supply is really low, demand's high, price keeps increasing. So we keep the price healthy and hopefully become the meme coin of the next bull and the Shibarium ecosystem.
Yeah, we're really focused on building up the tech, building the utility, and then using. By the way, if we haven't mentioned, the team has a massive war chest ready for marketing. We've never had the privilege of working with so many resources to actually plan out multiple pushes over multiple phases. So as the utility builds, we're going to have many marketing pushes, going to try and spread awareness as much as we can. We've seen a million times, even when you have amazing devs, when you have a lot of funds to invest and really good investors, if you don't have a very strong core community, it means nothing. So the goal is to bring in as many people as possible who think long term, who want to be in a group of builders, very focused on building, and the people who understand the importance of price. But the product will be essential for any Shibarium investor, and our holders will be our investors, and hopefully the whole world will hear of our utility and everything we're building, and we can keep on growing.
Definitely, just take it to that next level. As you say, you've launched as a meme. You maybe didn't know how huge it was going to become, and it's over a 600x is amazing for a project. And but you're just getting started. It's early days, so yeah, it's really exciting for the future for the community and the team. And are you sort of expanding the team and making partnerships around crypto as well? Did you hear me there?
I'm sorry, I had a little glitch. Could you repeat, please? Apologies.
Yeah. I was just saying, it's been amazing. You've been growing so fast, and you're just getting started with Kai Ken Inu, and I'm wondering if you're expanding the team and partnerships as you go along.
Of course, many partnerships with other dev teams. There will be massive marketing partnerships. We're actually focusing on spreading it out as we build the utility, and making more and more, how do I say, a much more diverse portfolio of marketers. So Twitter, classic callers, YouTube, TikTok. We've even looked into Facebook. So definitely working to get the word of mouth, evolving word of mouth to something much more effective.
Awesome, guys. Let's open the floor for Spaces questions. Let's see. Ramat, you had a question for Flick or Requiem here. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so I was wondering, how are you keeping the community engaged on Telegram and the on your Twitter page? I mean, do you have any ongoing giveaways and contests at the moment?
We don't have anything ongoing of that nature at the moment, but very soon, in fact, maybe in a few hours, we will have one of our very interesting events start. We're gonna reward activity, reward bringing in friends, family members, group members, buy competitions, everything. We've focused more up until now on keeping it more organic, keeping it word of mouth, getting only the very interested and very long term investors in before we go big, because we believe that that core holder base that has the most knowledge, that appreciates the quality of the possible product most, that holds the most tokens, effect is very strong, quote unquote, diamond handed. And yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned, but up until now it was all organic, only making friendships, making contacts, bonding over mutual interests of the tech and the utility it brings.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, I was also wondering, why did you decide to base your token on a Kai Ken, which is a Japanese dog? What is the backstory for selecting this breed of dog theme around your token?
Well, as I've mentioned, the Kai Ken is one of the 6 native Japanese dog breeds, among Shiba Inu, Shikoku, Akita, and others. And the significance of the brand and these staples of crypto is that they are synonymous with success and with growth. The Kai Ken specifically embodies uh, the core values, because it embodies our long-term goals. A project that will reach great heights, stand the test of time, bring innovation. We aim to bring really good utility. Many tools. Have great collabs to keep evolving and keep bringing forth new ideas, so that we have a token that's very safe, a token that you can invest in and hold and enjoy all of the utilities it brings, and a token that's constantly going to evolve along with the crypto space so that it never falls off.
Okay, got it. So you said you will going to have these mini games. So I was wondering what kind of a mini games will these be?
We have to keep that under wraps for now, as the devs are very conservative about info at the moment, but we will reveal everything very soon.
Got it. Okay, I was
Thank you.
also thinking that have you developed your Kai Ken Inu contract from the scratch, or it is the forked from any other meme coin?
I believe it is from scratch.
Okay, got it. And have you renounced the ownership of the contract, or are you planning on in future maybe renouncing the ownership?
The contract will be renounced soon. Soon. Apologies. The contract will be renounced once the utility and everything progresses further. Right now, 100% of the 3x3 cell taxes are going to the liquidity pool, and eventually taxes will be lowered to zero, and the contract will be renounced.
Okay, got it. And do you have any influencers on board with you for marketing?
We have a few people that joined in during these 2 weeks
Okay,
organically that saw value in the token, called themselves, and we have a few people. We have actually quite a few people ready for the big pushes, but we don't want to reveal exactly who. But we will have callers, we will have YouTube people, we will have TikTok, everything.
okay, got it.
Sorry to just cut in there. In terms of marketing, me and Rick literally spent in the last 2 days over 100 ETH on marketing.
Yeah.
So that was an insane amount. Like I've never spent that much on anything. So we got Bobby buy bots, then buybot tech, which is like two types of buy bots, and then we got bulk bot, safe analyzer bot, and a few other bots. Now most of these bots are used in at least one of these bots are used in like crypto Telegram groups. So every single group for weeks will have high Ken Inu ads on them. So that's one way of getting exposure. And if that isn't enough, we got the devs are connected with a lot of callers and influencers. So yeah, this is just the first push basically, and we've got a lot of pushes coming until the Shibarium bridge is ready to launch. And after that, it's just yeah, we just keep growing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a massive amount for marketing. Okay, I also want to know that do you have any intention of maybe having a charity aspect to the Kai Ken Inu token as well?
Later down the line, yes, a lot of things of this nature, but at the moment and in the near future, we'll be focusing on building out the utility because the Shibarium ecosystem, the layer 2, we don't know the exact time of release, but once it is deployed, we have to make everything 100% safe, and there's a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of people on to make sure that this is indeed the fastest bridge. But the answer to the question is yes.
Wonderful. Okay, I was wondering who has created the Kai Ken dog logo we can see on the website and on your Twitter page as well. It's look amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure. I didn't really understand your question. Could you repeat it, please?
Yeah, logo. I mean the Kenkai dog logo, which we can see on your website. The image that you have created, art. I mean.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is nice. I'm not sure who created it. I think Mr. Flick has the info.
Yep, I had it commissioned, all the stickers, logo, and the banners, all the artwork, they're all commissioned. So we also got a lot of custom memes, artworks coming just spread Kaiken everywhere. So yeah, it's a whole trend, the 2023 dog token.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so you are also developing this bridge, and recently I was thinking we have seen a lot of the bridge exploits and the investors losing their funds. So I was wondering what security features will you be adding to your bridge so that there is no vulnerabilities and exploits?
I believe all the details will be released by the team as everything progresses. Again, I'd like to mention that we have the white paper coming out in a few days. Flicky and I don't really have a very deep and detailed understanding of the code, but we know that safety is tested every day by the devs, and one of the key things is having a very deep pocket liquidity pool, both on ETH and Shibarium, and devs will make sure that that is the case, as we see most unfortunate events occur with those with very shallow liquidity. But for any more details, I'll have to get back to you with time.
Yeah, sure. Okay, final question. So I was thinking, will you also be adding maybe staking in future for investors?
I'm not sure.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for answering all my
Thank you.
questions. Over to
Of
you, Glenn.
course.
Thanks for the questions, Rana. And I was wondering, Reckon and Flick, the tokenomics breakdown, as you had the fair launch, was there some put aside for central exchanges, some for gaming in the future? Or what's the sort of breakdown of how many were sold on the fair launch? And is there any tokens for the team or vesting periods involved?
There were no tokens for the team. Everything was chart bought. Nothing was held back. For anything more detailed, I'll have to get back to. But I know everything was completely chart bought. There were no amount of tokens reserved for the team, and I'm pretty sure there was no amount reserved for centralized exchanges and whatnot at the moment.
Okay, I see. Let's open it back to community questions. Let's see.
Okay.
We've got Captain Levi. You had a question for Requiem and Flick at Kai Ken Inu. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Hi, guys. I wanted asking, I listened to the AMA from the beginning, and a few questions actually caught my attention. The first, when you said you were innovative and you welcome any idea that will, bring innovation to the Kai community and the Kaiken project as a whole. Is there any real-world utility that you're planning to directly attach yourselves to?
I didn't really understand the end of your question. Could you please repeat? Is there any reward?
Is there any real-world utility, real-world, like a
Oh, real
real-world
world.
utility that that you plan to attach yourselves to?
Everything discussed so far has been on chain. For the centralized exchanges, I'd like to mention also that whales have been saving up an allocation for them already. So it'll be a group effort, and that won't be a problem. Also, for any real world, everything I'm informed to now is Shibarium chain related. But I know there will be expansion to other chains, and there will be a lot more tools than in the making. Actually, not even in the far future, in probably a few months' time. So that's everything I have to tell you right now. I'm sorry if I'm not completely informed at the moment, but devs are really keeping everything under wraps. They've been working on this for a very, very long time, and I hope I can get back to you with a lot more details once the white paper is out.
Yeah, sure,
Thank
sure.
you.
We're looking forward to seeing the follow-up AMA.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my next question, you're still talking about the devs, but you already just answered it because you said that they would like to remain anonymous because they're building something huge. So we're looking forward to seeing that. The next thing that caught my attention was statements where you said that the devs were quite focused on security. Why this focus on security? And were there any threats that were posed, because it's not really easy to maintain the top 3 spots on the apps. So were there any security threats that needed the attention of the devs?
No, everything was smooth, completely. This team is very, very experienced, very professional, and I mean that's just my opinion, but really couldn't imagine a slip up here. Everything was completely smooth.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, the devs also said that they needed to attach themselves to other devs. Is the project outsourced in a way? You also said they are building a lot of tools. So I'm guessing that is it all the tools coming from the Kai Ken team, or there are other tools that are planning to be outsourced?
Everything these devs are working on is very, very hands-on. There are other people on to help with the workload, but the ideas, the execution plan, everything of big weight, and all the big decisions are made by the core devs. I don't mean just the big decisions. I mean also executing the work. So there's no outsourcing. There are people on to help, but everything's very, very hands-on.
Okay, so basically, the way it works was that maybe the devs, the core devs are there, but then there are others that has been maybe some tax has been given to, but even if they are done with those tasks, it's still going to be scrutinized by the core devs. Am I correct?
The tax, as of now, is going 100% to the liquidity. The tax up until when the liquidity adding tax was made was going into marketing and I believe investing back into the project. And the tax will eventually be zero. I hope that answers your question fully.
Yes, yes, it does. I think it's a lot clearer
Thank you.
now. Let's talk about the liquidity. During the AMA, you actually said that the cheats left, that the wrong people left and the right people came in. Were there any whales that left, and were there any whales that came in? And what's the drawback for leaving so early?
Well, thankfully, everything's been very, very good on that side. All the people that kind of came in and went back to take profits or whatever were not of the first core kind of group of people in. So I'm happy to say everyone who came in loving the idea is still around and is still contributing. Also, surprisingly, the majority of the first core community stuck around, even when we're talking about the wider circles, even the people that just came in along the way, which is the majority. And that's it. Everyone was very, very enthusiastic, and everyone still believes there's a long way to go for us and what we're building. And yeah, that's about it.
Oh, that sounds really
Yes,
awesome.
it's
Um, um,
it's very, very fortunate to have this setup, this very, very good group of people and this amazing community. Because truly, they have been through a lot of trials, a lot of consolidations, and everyone who was there who was very, very enthusiastic and very, very interested in learning about and giving suggestions and contributing to the bit what we're building. Everyone stuck around. Thank you.
that's really true. To ensure that people, it's one thing for people to live without understanding. It's another thing for people to live even while they understand. And from what you just said, those who stayed are those who completely understood the project itself. So, aside from AMAs, are there plans to, run other education events, to alert people and carefully, make them understand what the Kaiken project is all about, and then keep bring more loyal community members rather, to the Kaiken project.
Well, the goal is to maybe start with a combined answer to your former and current question is that there were a lot of people, a lot of, well, you can call them badly intentioned early holders that left and dumped, but the community survived, and the core community truly, because of that, is much, much stronger now. And we're trying to bring as many people as possible in so that the people that truly believe stick around. People will come and go, but the core community goes stronger every day, and you can really see how the chart reflects it. And as far as globally raising awareness, we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have a big marketing push. We have many big marketing pushes. We're trying to make it all happen so that the progress of the building and the progress of the marketing are intertwined. Uh, so that's it. A very, very diverse marketing plan, and the main goal is just to build out the idea to amazing heights.
It's a wonderful
Thank,
strategy, intertwining building and marketing. It's quite symbiotic, I must say. Okay, when you said mini games, I think earlier in the AMA, some people talked about mini games. The mini games, if I wanted connecting it to, providing awareness, is it like some kind of shield army, the more people you bring, the more rewards you get, or what's the mini games like?
uh, I can really reveal too much, and I don't really have too much detail, but I think there will be space for both those things to thrive in the system they make with the mini games.
All right, Kagan, I really appreciate your detailed answers to my questions.
Thank you so much.
From your part, it does look like the project it's going to be something unique. With the connection, the future connection with Shiba, as I understood earlier. I wish you guys the very
Thank
best,
you
and I
so
believe that
much.
the Kaiken project is solution word. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you for the questions, Captain Levi. Yeah, I was just looking at the chart. I think you're over 5 million market cap there. So congratulations. I was wondering the sort of timeline. When did you hit the 1 mil? When did you hit the 3 mil? And now today it's gone from 3 to over 5 million market cap in half a day. Amazing.
Thank you so much. It's really been very, very crazy, especially we've really tried to stay low key again to strengthen the holder base, to not really attract people who are gonna just come and go to take profit with exponential growth, but really give all the people who are there for what we have to provide, building wise, an opportunity. But it's really been crazy.
Awesome. And was that 1 mil market cap hit the first week or second week? When did it just start blowing up?
I believe it was the second week. But even up to it, it was very. In the beginning, it started trading like a classic. It went up and then it started going down. People started taking profits, and then the devs are very, very well connected. They had the right partners, the right whales, the right contacts to enter. We also had the first initial few dozen people that joined the community, spread it by word of mouth to their groups, some even to family members. And that's how we kind of built up the core. And the chart was truly amazing. We just have boosts, then we have consolidation, then we continue on growing. So yes, very, very, very happy to see this results. It's been a lot of hard work. I mean, Flick and I work hard, but the devs, they're the real engine behind this operation. So kudos to them, and their work is paying off.
Awesome, Requiem, yeah. And because it's a low tax, only 3%, anyone that had maybe the mistake of selling too early had to ape in at a lot higher price. But
Actually,
it looks like the community's holding strong.
Actually, yes, we've had many bears in the beginning and we really had to fight them hard. But in the end, after all the struggle, the right people stayed, and we had a lot of quote unquote people who converted back. They take their profits, they'd leave, then some would reconsider, some would get more information out of the group, out of other groups, and they'd join back in. And we have some amazing community members now that have left and came back to us, that are that have been holding through maybe 500,000 to 5 million now, and are still holding strong and are very enthusiastic about contributing more to the project.
Awesome, Requiem. Let's open it back to Spaces questions. Let's see, Venice, you had a question for Requiem and Flick at Kai Ken Inu. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. I have a couple of the questions. Okay, as I have been listening in, and you guys believe in community a lot, and you guys have focused on the community very much. So I think to market it to the other non-crypto users, education is more important. I know you guys have explained something about education, but I think I want to know that is there any plan to do partnership with other projects who are focusing on education a lot? Because I feel if you guys make educational content from the scratch, it's much better to do partnership with other projects that are focusing on this aspect specifically. So is there any plan to do partnerships with these kind of projects?
Yeah, I completely agree. Raising awareness and making people "quote unquote" literate for this space is a priority for and should be for everyone. At the moment and in the near future, we will mostly target people who are already in the space, just so it's much harder to attract people. You'd have to teach them the fundamentals first and then get them to understand what we're building here. So first, we want people who are aware but aren't very sure about what we're about and the significance of the bridge and everything else we will be building. So we will target them first, and then as times go on, of course, we will go and contribute to raising awareness about the space in general and, of course, what we offer. So the answer is yes, but in the near future, no.
Okay, understood. And one thing I want to know from you, because most of the projects that launch daily, they are most of them are focusing on spreading the awareness and educating the crypto users or non-crypto users, and some of them get successful and some of them don't get that much awareness or success. So you guys have been in this space for so much time. So I want to know that what specifically you can say that this is the gap in this market that you will be covering to spread awareness. So what unique strategy you guys have in mind that will spread awareness more about your project as compared to every other project that is launching daily?
That's a great question. Well, we really want to accentuate that our goal is to build, and that we're building a community of pioneers and people who have revolutionary ideas for the space. Again, the crypto space is very young. It evolves every day, and time moves a lot faster here than in any other sphere. So we're trying to diversify our portfolio of marketers, so hit every demographic, every group, from Telegram to regular callers to Twitter to YouTube to TikTok to even Facebook. Um, we'll also be we also understand the significance of word of mouth, so there will be rewarding some individual uh, shilling advertising and spreading awareness in general. We also have the bot ads. The devs are very well connected and they've been very generous. We've never had the privilege of working with such a big budget. And when you have a big budget, it's really the sky's the limit, especially if you sit down and take the time to plan out everything carefully. So, just a diverse portfolio of marketers. Careful planning, careful consideration, who to partner with and when, and then not wasting everything away at one point in time and spreading all the resources and everything we have to announce out, so the marketing can follow the utility evolution, because what we're building is the priority. Of course, price is important. Awareness, it's what makes or breaks the projects, but if the product is the best in the market, then it's easy to market it to the majority of people.
Yeah, and to add to that, our goal is to become the meme coin of the next bull and the Shiba ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. I read the short story on your Medium page and on your website about Kai Ken. So it got me thinking that is there any plan to also create any comic or any animated series to spread awareness or to grab more attention around Kai Ken Inu?
We've actually discussed some ideas recently. We don't want to reveal anything before it's set in stone, but there will be many, hopefully interesting to everyone, ways of marketing.
Yeah, okay. And will you guys be creating any mechanism through which only committed investors can take part into decision making of the project, rather than every investor who just comes for filling their bags and not taking part into the community decisions a lot. So any plan to onboard them as well on the team or in decision making process?
We're always looking for people who are willing to engage, people who are willing to contribute with skill, with funds, with experience. So definitely, everyone who has something to bring is welcome, because that's what the core values of the group are. We build a very, very strong core community, and everyone who wants to contribute, everyone who wants to build something bigger, can join in, and they can give what they have.
Okay, and if we talk about the mini games you guys have mentioned,
Yes.
so will there be any Kai Ken dog NFTs to be that are needed to be entered into those mini games, or what kind of those mini games will be like? What will be the entry criteria? Because I see there are some games that have some very high prices to enter or play to the game. So what strategies you guys will adopt?
Actually, the devs want to keep details on the minigames under wraps 100%. So at this moment, I'm not allowed to say anything, but I'll happily get back to you once I get the green light, and that'll probably be a bit closer to the date of release of all this information.
Yeah, I
Thank
understand
you.
that. And is there any plan to also do marketing physically, like doing workshops or doing seminars in different part of the world to let people know that Kai Ken Inu is the future?
Once we've hit certain milestones that I guess the devs decide at the end of the day, of course.
And probably closer to Shibarium when it actually launches, definitely there'll be a lot of a real world marketing,
Yes.
as in like billboards and all of them. So basically, yeah, we want to be as big as possible and be the like biggest meme coin in the next fall.
Okay, and one last thing, I want to know from your personal experiences or from your team's experiences. As you guys know, that Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, they resemble the dog. So Kai Ken Inu is resembling a dog as well. So what makes your team think that Kai Ken Inu that represents a dog will also create that much hype that Shiba Inu or Dogecoin gets?
Well, because of Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, it's become a symbol of revolutionary, revolutionary things being brought into the market and into the space. And this team is truly working to build and keep building revolutionary utility, real, useful, constantly updating, constantly evolving ecosystem. So it was natural to pick something that's sort of very closely related in lore to Shiba Inu. And of course, the bridge is on Shibarium, their layer 2.
Okay, that's really great, and it's been really nice talking to you
Thank you,
guys.
you
Thank
as
you
well.
so much for. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions, Menace. We've got another request here. Let's see, Eth. I'll add you as a speaker. It might take a second to connect, and you can go ahead with your question. Are you there, Eth?
Oh, hello. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that I was brought up. Hello. Thank you for hosting this AMA. I'm really excited to be here. I'm a Diamond Hand Kai Ken Army holder since very early on. I'm very excited with everything that the devs and Mr. Flick and Requiem have made happen here. The community here is insane. I just have one question. I don't know if this has already been answered. I've sort of been like cooking and eating while listening to the AMA, but for somebody who might be like just now getting into the project, right? They're looking at the charts, they're buying in, and they've sort of already been, they're not really into the community, they're just sort of planning their exit strategy already, right? What's something you would say to them to convince them to hold through the next couple steps in our roadmap, like all the way up to when the Shibarium bridge is completed? Like, what could you say that would maybe incentivize them to stay with the project long term?
Thank you for the question, Ethi. And of course, we know Ethi. She's been there since day one. Very enthusiastic, and she's contributed a lot to the growth of the community. What I would say to them is to look at the history of the space and compare our growth, our plans, and our team quality to some of the bigger players in the past, and then see and then conclude themselves if sticking around and seeing everything we have to offer is worth more than taking some profits or moving funds away and going on with their day.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've just been waiting patiently, excited for everything that y'all are working on. Still holding, haven't sold anything at all. I'm very happy with my bag, and I'm happy to hold to the moon. This has just been such an exciting experience the last couple weeks, just watching the community grow and blossom to where it is now. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
question, Efi. Let's see, we've got Fido are due as a speaker, so it'll be coming through shortly for your question, and you can take it away. It's still connecting. Let's just wait a second for Fido. No, he's maybe not taking up that request. Let's see, we've got Forever Young. Forever Young, you had a question. It's just connecting. No, they don't seem to be responding. Oh, Forever Young is. Hi, Forever Young. Go ahead, you had a question. No, you're there as a speaker, Forever Young. Do you have a question? You have to unmute your mic. Okay, he's not replying, but yeah, it's been great speaking to you today, Requiem and Flick. I'm looking forward to the future for the team and community. It's been amazing success today. It's nearly doubled in value, the market cap. It's really exciting for the future, the meme aspect and everything you're building in the space and the utilities you plan for the future. So it's going to be great for the team and community, and I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on this for the future. And we always give a shout out on Twitter as well, as you grow in the future with great projects and great communities building. So yeah, it's exciting for the future. As we say, WellCoin Talk is for crypto education and research. We recommend you check out the website. And if anyone's got any more questions, you can join their official socials. We have the links here through the main account for Kai Ken. If you click on that logo there, that will take you. So whereabouts do the community hang out, guys? Is it mainly on Telegram or Discord?
Mainly on Telegram. Well, just Telegram. That's where we like to keep everything tight. We like to keep everyone in the same place so that everyone can bond and discuss and get all the relevant info they need in one place.
Awesome. And I think you've got an airdrop as well. How can investors get involved with that? Just join the community and find out more about that?
These things are planned, still not released, still no details. So they can come, they can hang out, and the updates will come on the Twitter and the Telegram once everything is ready.
Okay. Well,
Yep,
thanks for coming.
And just
today.
imagine we've hit another all-time high. Let's go.
Awesome, Mr. Flick. Congratulations, guys, and hats off to you. Yeah, working hard, 110%, and yeah, just building the community and the project. So it's super exciting for you for the future. I'll finish the spaces and send over a copy for you to share with your community. I'll send that over to our community also. Thank you very much for joining, guys.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure discussing everything with you and the community. Yeah, we'll keep building and keep spreading awareness, and hopefully we can talk again sometime. Thank you so much again for having us.